Welcome to the Madison Miller Podcast. Today is Friday, January 23rd, 2026. TGIF, college basketball, NBA, NHL, soccer, the AFC and the NFC title games, tennis, golf, on this day, news and notes, and best bet. We'll be giving college basketball. We'll go over the results from yesterday, and then we'll look ahead to today and the weekend. I have a funny feeling a lot of games in college basketball moved to today because of the pending big snowstorm that's coming pretty much in big parts of the country, so from Oklahoma all the way up to New England, for crying out loud. Um, so yesterday's results: Marshall over Yale Monroe 115-60, App State over Louisiana 72-58, Lipscomb over Stetson 79-74 in OT. Austin Peay over Florida Gulf Coast 83-62. Central Arkansas over West Georgia 86-65. Vermont over UMass Lowell 77-68. UMBC over NJIT 87-74. New Hampshire over Binghamton 88-82 in triple OT. Maine over Albany 52-49. Youngstown State over Green Bay 88-81. South Florida over UAB 82-69. Wisconsin over Penn State 98-71. Iona over Merrimack 61-60. Robert Morris over Milwaukee 88-76. Quinnipiac over Mount Airy 77-62. Fairfield over Niagara 62-61. Sacramento over Canisius 69-66. Siena over Marist 69-50. William Mary over UNC Wilmington 77-70. Charleston over Campbell 87-83. Towson over Eglon 72-59. Hampton over Monmouth 65-63. NCAT over Hofstra 79-78. Stony Brook over Northeastern 95-80. South Alabama over James Madison 90-83. Georgia State over Southern Miss 69-62. Arkansas State over Georgia Southern 85-68. Coastal over Texas State 72-70. North Florida over Eastern Kentucky 87-85. Bellarmine over Jacksonville 77-70. Morgan State over Western Illinois 71-66. North Dakota over Oral Roberts 79-62. Southeast Missouri over Little Rock 70-65. Lindenwood over Tennessee Tech 89-68. Eastern Illinois over Southern Indiana 59-51 in OT. St. Thomas over South Dakota State 74-69. North Dakota State over Denver 82-77. Santa Barbara over Cal Poly 107-67. UC San Diego over UC Davis 80-74. Montana over Weber State 81-65. Montana State over Idaho State 74-62. Idaho over Sacramento State 86-76. Portland State over Eastern Washington 65-61. So, the almost best bet hit. I actually did throw a little bit of money on it. SIU Edwards over Tennessee State 74-66. Missouri State over New Mexico State 84-75. So the actual best bet hit, and Missouri State went outright. So yours truly is on fire with bets. UTEP over FIU 83-77. Fullerton over Long Beach State 71-61. UC Irvine over UC Riverside 80-66. And Hawaii over Bakersfield 98-71. All right, 12 o'clock. You have Yale Monroe and App State. I have App State 13.7. I promise we're going to do totals eventually in college basketball. All right, App State 14.5, total 144.5. I'll go over. My line 13.7 if I didn't say it earlier. 1 o'clock, East Carolina and North Texas. My line is North Texas 5.7. It's 10.5, 136.5. I'll take East Carolina getting the points. I think that line's high for a conference game. Mercyhurst, New Haven. I have Mercyhurst 2.3. And it's 1.5 and 122.5. I'll take the over. That's too low. Stetson, Austin Peay. My line is Austin Peay by 12. And it's 13.5, 150.5. I'll go over. Don't feel super about it though. Florida Gulf Coast, Lipscomb. My line's Lipscomb by 8 and 6.5 and 156.5. I'll also go over. 2 o'clock, Kennesaw State, Louisiana Tech. My line is Kennesaw by 1. It's 1.5, 143.5. I'll take the under. Conference USA is usually a low scoring conference. 3 o'clock, Furman and UNC Greensboro. I have Furman 2.8. And it's 5.5 and 150.5. I'll take UNC Greensboro to cover the point spread. 5:30 ESPN2, number 24, St. Louis and St. Bonaventure. My line is St. Louis 5.7. It's 8.5 and 158.5. I'm going to take St. Bonaventure to cover. I think that's high. I know St. Louis is really good though. Fox Sports 1, 6 o'clock, Indiana Rutgers. I have Indiana 3.7. And it's 7.5 and 147.5. I'll take Rutgers getting 7 in the hook. FC Upstate Gardner Webb. My line is the Upstate 3.2. And how come I can't find it? Some of these lines are not posted yet. 9.5 and 152.5. I'm gonna take Gardner Webb, the cover 9.5. All right, High Point Radford. My line is High Point 4.2, and it is 7.5 and 164.5. I'm going to take Radford getting the points. Charleston Southern Longwood. My line is Longwood 4.7. It's Charleston Southern 1.5 total 155, and I'll take Longwood plus the points at minus 102. UMass Buffalo, CBS Sports Network. I have Buffalo 1.7. And it's UMass 2.5 total 159.5. Give me Buffalo plus 2.5 and plus 125 outright. Chicago State St. Francis. I have St. Francis 7.8. And it is 2.5, 144.5. I'll lay the 2.5 with St. Francis. LIU Stonehill. I have LIU 4.2. 7.5, 138.5. I'll take Stonehill plus the points. Wagner Lemoyne. I have Lemoyne 3.8. It's 8.5, 144.5. I'll take Wagner getting 8.5. Fairleigh Dickinson Central Con. I have Central Con 8.7, and it's 6.5 and 141.5. I'll lay the 6.5 with Central Con. The Citadel East Tennessee State. I have East Tennessee State 14.5. And it's 17.5, 139.5. I'll take the Citadel getting the points. Middle Tennessee, Jacksonville State. I have Jacksonville State 1.7. It's Middle Tennessee 1.5 to 134.5. I'll take Jacksonville State plus 1.5 and plus 104 to win. 7:30, Tulane, Charlotte. I have Tulane 5.7. It's Charlotte 3.5 to 143.5. I'll take Tulane plus 3.5 and plus 155 outright. 8 o'clock on Fox, Ohio State, number 3, Michigan. Mine's Michigan 12.3. It's 16.5, 164.5. I'll take Ohio State getting the points. Fox Sports 1, Marquette, Butler. Mine's Butler by 5, and it's 6.5, 159.5. I'll take... Ooh, that's a tough one. Under. ESPNU, Akron, Ohio. I have Ohio 0.3, and it's Akron 7.5 total, 168.5. I'll take Ohio plus 7.5 and plus 280 outright. 8:30, Western Illinois, Southern Indiana. I have Southern Indiana by 9, and it's 6.5, 133.5. I'll lay the points of Southern Indiana. And on Fox Sports 1 at 10 o'clock, Utah State, Colorado State. I have Utah State 6.3. It's 5.5 and 148.5. I'll take the over, but I don't feel good about it. All right, Saturday. And I know a lot of times in these games, and a lot of these games got postponed because of the pending snowstorm that's heading in the northeast, and that's gonna be also in the west. So a lot of these game times are. I feel like a lot of these games are getting moved to today. 11 a.m. Mercer, Wofford, ESPN, Ole Miss, Kentucky, Bellarmine, North Florida. 12 o'clock C-Dub, Wake Forest, number 5 Duke, Fox Sports 1, number 7 Nebraska, Minnesota, CBS, Maryland, number 10 Michigan State, ESPN 2, number 22 North Carolina, number 14 Virginia, number 15 Vanderbilt, Mississippi State, ACC Network, number 18 Clemson, Georgia Tech, American Holy Cross, ESPN UNC State Pitt, Brown Princeton, Niagara Sacred Heart, Elon Charleston, Taunton NTAT, Monmouth Campbell, Hofstra William and Mary. 12:30 on Fox, Villanova, number 2 UConn, TNT Georgetown Providence, Eastern Illinois Morehead State. 1 o'clock SEC Network, number 21 Georgia and Texas, Drake Indiana State, Illinois State Belmont, Temple UTSA, Northern Kentucky Wright State, Milwaukee Youngstown State, Quinnipiac Marist, Vermont Bryant, UMass UMBC, Texas State James Madison, Southern Miss Coastal, South Carolina Texas A&M, Delaware Liberty, True TV St. John Xavier. That's 1:30. So is this one on CBS Sports Network. Army, Navy, College Basketball Edition. VMI Western Carolina. 2 o'clock CBS West Virginia, number 1 Arizona. ESPN, number 6 Houston, number 12 Texas Tech. Morgan State Howard, George Mason, Rhode Island, Duquesne, Loyola Chicago. CBS Sports Network, Dayton St. Joe's. Boston University Colgate, Winthrop Presbyterian. ACC Network, Miami Syracuse. Bucknell, Loyola, Maryland, Columbia, Dartmouth, St. Thomas, South Dakota, Green Bay, Robert Morris, Northern Illinois, Ball State, Cornell, Harvard, ESPNU, Yale, Penn, Binghamton, Maine, Albany, New Hampshire, Northeastern, Drexel, ESPN News, Chattanooga, Sanford, Arkansas State, Georgia State, ESPN2, Oklahoma, Missouri, FIU, New Mexico State, Western Kentucky, Sam Houston, 2:15 on the C-Dub, Virginia Tech, number 23, Louisville, 2:30 UNC, Wilmington, Hampton, Nichols, Southeast Louisiana, New Orleans, McNeese, Queens, West Georgia, 3 o'clock on Fox, number 11, Illinois, number 4, Purdue, NBCSN Peacock, number 9, Iowa State, Oklahoma State, USA Network, Richmond, George Washington, UCF, Colorado, St. Peter's, Merrimack, Oakland, Detroit, Mercy, Troy, Georgia Southern, Eastern Kentucky, Jacksonville, Alabama A&M, Texas Southern at 3:30, Kent State, Eastern Michigan, Tennessee State, Lindenwood, 4 o'clock ESPN, Auburn, number 16, Florida, CBS Sports Network, Murray State, Northern Iowa, San Jose State, Wyoming, Memphis, Wichita State at ESPN2, ESPNU, Jackson State, Bethune, CBS, San Diego State, UNLV, ACC Network, Florida State, SMU, Air Force, Boise, North Dakota, Denver, Ryder, Mount St. Mary's, Stephen F. Austin, Lamar, Missouri State, UTEP, Fort Detroit, Tulsa, Rice, Maryland Eastern, SEC, Coppin State, Norfolk State, Texas, Oregon, Houston Christian, East Texas A&M, Northwestern State, 5 o'clock SEC Network, LSU, number 20, Arkansas, USA, VC Davidson, True TV, Seton Hall, DePaul, A&M Corpus Christi, Incarnate Word, Bowling Green, Toledo, UC Riverside, UC Davis, Portland State, Idaho, Sacramento State, Eastern Washington, Tennessee Tech, SIU, Edwardsville, 5:30 on Fox, Utah, number 13, BYU, Alabama State, Prairie View, 6 o'clock, Alcorn State, Florida A&M, Pepperdine, Wazoo, ESPN, TCU, Baylor, Arkansas, Pine Bluff, Southern, Fox Sports on Northwestern, UCLA, ACC, BC, Notre Dame, Central Michigan, Western Michigan, Idaho State, Montana, Lafayette, Lehigh at 7, Seattle Pacific, Santa Barbara, Long Beach State, Canisius, Fairfield, Manhattan, Iona, Fullerton, Cal Poly, 7:30 Grand Canyon, Fresno State, 8 o'clock CBS Sports Network, San Francisco, number 8, Gonzaga, on Fox, number 19, Kansas State, Kansas, UIC Bradley, Fox Sports on Nevada, New Mexico, St. Mary's, Portland, ACC Network, Cal, Stanford, Omaha, KC, North Dakota State, Oral Roberts, North Carolina, Northern Arizona, Weber State, Montana State, Utah Valley, Cal Baptist, 8:30 ESPN, Tennessee, number 17, Alabama, 9 o'clock Southern Utah, Utah Tech, Santa Clara, San Diego, 9:30, 10 o'clock CBS Sports Network, Cincinnati, Arizona State, UC Irvine, and UC San Diego, and at midnight, Cal State, Northridge, and Hawaii. Alright, these are a lot of, I feel like, Sunday there's not a lot of games. That's probably because of the AFC and the NFC Championship games. And maybe they moved some of these to Friday because of the storm. 12 o'clock, Lemoyne, Fairleigh Dickinson. 1 o'clock, ESPN2, Florida Atlantic, South Florida. St. Francis, New Haven. 2 o'clock, Chicago State, Mercyhurst. Purdue, Fort Wayne, IU, Indy, Central Connecticut, Stonehill. 3 o'clock on Peacock, Oregon, Washington. Wagner, LIU. 4 o'clock, Southern Illinois, Evansville. And on Peacock, USC, Wisconsin. Okay, now move on to the NBA. We will go over the results from yesterday and look ahead to tonight in the weekend. Hornets over to Magic 124-97. Sixers over to Rockets 128, 122-118. Nuggets over to Wizards 107-97. Mavs over to Warriors 123-115. Bulls over to Timberwolves 120-115. Spurs over to Jazz 126-109. Clippers over to Lakers 112-104. And the Blazers over to Heat 127-110. All right, tonight 7 o'clock on Prime Video. Rockets Pistons, good game. My line is the Pistons 6 5/8, and it is 4 218.5. I'm going to lay the 4 at the Pistons. 7:30 Suns Hawks. I have the Hawks 1 7/8. It's Suns 3.5 total 233.5. I think the wrong team's favored here. Give me the Hawks plus 3.5 and plus 132 outright. Celtics Nets. My projection says Brooklyn by a half. That's because of no Derek White. It's 8 216.5. I'll take Brooklyn getting 8. Kings Cavs. I have the Cavs 11 5/8. It's 12.5 and 232.5. I'll go over. 8 o'clock Pelicans Grizzlies. I have the Grizzlies by 7/8. And it's 5.5 239.5. I'll take New Orleans plus 5.5. Memphis is missing a lot of guys. Pacers Thunder. I have OKC by 17. It's 15.5 226.5. I'll take the over. 9:30 on Prime Video. Nuggets Bucks. I have the Bucks by 2 3/4, and it's 8. They're favored by 8. That's ridiculous. Still 214.5. I know everybody's heard on Denver, but this Giannis trade stuff is a big distraction. I love Denver getting 8. And then 10 o'clock, Raptors, Blazers. I have the Blazers by a half, and it's Toronto by 4 total, 224.5. I'll take the Blazers +4 and +138 outright. All right, Saturday, 12 o'clock, Wizards, Hornets. 3 o'clock on ABC, Knicks, Sixers. 5:30 ABC, Warriors, T-Wolves. 7 o'clock, Cavs, Magic. 8 o'clock, Celtics, Bulls. 8:30 ABC, Lakers, Mavs. And 9:30, Heat, Jazz. All those games are pretty good. The best game is probably Knicks, Sixers. I mean, Lakers, Mavs is the most enticing because Luka's back in Dallas, but Knicks, Sixers is the best game. Old playoff rematch. Are the Knicks gonna carry momentum from that Brooklyn game? Like, there's a lot of subplots to that. And then Warriors, T-Wolves would have been better with Jimmy Butler because it would have been Jimmy Butler in Minnesota. But yeah, Knicks, Sixers is the best on the board for the ABCs. All right, Sunday, 3 o'clock, Kings, Pistons. 3:30, Nuggets, Grizzlies. 7 o'clock, Mavs, Bucks. Raptors, Thunder, Pelicans, Spurs. 8 o'clock, Heat, Suns. And 9 o'clock, Nets, Clippers. Okay, now move on to the NHL. We'll go over the results from yesterday and look ahead to tonight and the weekend. Bruins over to Golden Knights 4-3. Sabres over to Habs 4-2. Blackhawks over to Kings 4-3 shootouts. Jackets over to Stars 1-0. Preds over to Sens 5-3. Panthers over to Jets 2-1 the shootout. Pens over to Oilers 6-2. And the Wild over to Red Wings 4-3 in OT. Decent slate tonight, 7 o'clock, Golden Knights, Leafs. Golden Knights -125, Leafs +104, over under 6.5, over is even money, unders -122. Vegas -1.5, +198, Leafs +1.5 is -250. That's a tough one. I'm gonna go with the over at even money. On ESPN tonight, Lightning Blackhawks. So ESPN has Friday night hockey. That's different. Lightning -300, Blackhawks +240, over under 6.5, overs +114, unders -140. Bolts -1.5 is -112, Blackhawks +1.5 is -110. I'm sick and tired of giving out the Blackhawks. I'm taking the Lightning on the puck line -1.5 and -112. 8 o'clock, Blues Stars. Stars -70, Blues +140, over under 5.5. Overs -122, unders even money. Blues +1.5 is -188. Stars -1.5 +148. I like the under at even money. 9 o'clock, Flyers Avalanche. Avs -10, Flyers +245, over under 6.5. Overs -105, unders -115. Flyers +1.5 is -105. Avs -1.5, -118. I like the over at -105. Capitals Flames. Caps -134, Flames +110, over under 5.5. Overs -134, unders +110. Caps -1.5, +180. Flames +1.5 is -225. That's a tough one. I'm gonna go with the under plus money, but I don't feel good about it. 10 o'clock, Rangers Sharks. Sharks -122, Rangers +102, over under 6.5. Overs -138, unders +112. Rangers +1.5 is -135. Sharks -1.5 +194. Who would have thought the day would have come where the Sharks would have been a favorite over the Rangers? Here we are. And they deserve it. I can't not pick the I'm gonna go all over, but that's unrealistic. I would do a ballsy pick. Sharks in regulation +135. That's how I feel about the Rangers right now. They're dead. They're about to trade Panarin. They're like the Milwaukee Bucks of hockey. Except Giannis is a way, way, way bigger superstar than Artemi Panarin. Devils Canucks. Devils minus 152. Canucks plus 126. Over under 5.5. Overs minus 138. Unders plus 112. Devils minus 1.5 plus 160. Canucks plus 1.5 is minus 200. I'm picking against the Devils. I'm going with the Canucks at plus 126. First game on the West Coast. Don't trust them. Ducks Kraken. Kraken minus 115. Ducks minus 104. Over under 6.5. Overs minus 104. Unders minus 118. Ducks plus 1.5 is minus 250. Kraken minus 1.5 plus 198. I'm going to go with Anaheim as a slight road dog at minus 104. All right, Saturday, 1 o'clock, Sabres Islanders, 3:30 Mammoth Preds, 7 o'clock NHL Network, Habs Bruins, Canes Sens, Lightning Jackets, Red Wings Jets, 8 o'clock Kings Blues, 9 o'clock Panthers Wild, 10 o'clock Caps Oilers. Sunday, 1:30 NHL Network, Habs Maple Leafs, 3 o'clock Devils Kraken, 5 o'clock Golden Knights Sens, 6 o'clock Pens Canucks, 7 o'clock NHL Network, Panthers Blackhawks, and 8 o'clock Ducks Flames. Okay, now we'll move on to soccer. We'll go over the results from yesterday and then from today so far, and then we'll look ahead to the weekend. So we did yesterday's results pretty much, except for Mexico over Panama 1-0. We did Europa League and a Pro League on yesterday's show. All right, going on now. La Liga, Levante, Elche, Bundesliga, St. Pauli, Hamburg, Serie A, Inter Pisa, French League 1 final, PSG over Ajax 1-0. Super League, Brighton and Hove over Everton 1-0. All right, the weekend. EPL Saturday 7:30. West Ham Sunderland 10 o'clock. Burnley Tottenham on Peacock. Fulham and Brighton and Hove on NBCSN. Man City Wolverhampton at 12:30. AFC Bournemouth and Liverpool. La Liga 8 o'clock. Real Vallecano and Osasuna. Valencia Espanyol 10:15. 12:30. Sevilla Athletic Club and 3 o'clock. Villarreal and Real Madrid. Bundesliga 9:30. FC Heidenheim, RB Leipzig, Bayer Leverkusen, and Werder Bremen. Bayern Munich and FC Augsburg, Eintracht Frankfurt and TSG Hoffenheim. Mainz VfL Wolfsburg and 12:30. FC Union Berlin and Dortmund. Serie A 9 o'clock. Como Torino. 12 o'clock. Fiorentina Cagliari and 2:45. Lecce Lazio. French League 1 11 o'clock. Rennes and Lorient, 1 o'clock, Le Havre AC and AS Monaco, and 3 o'clock, Marseille and Lens. Women's League, 7:30, Chelsea, Arsenal. ELC, 7:30, Borough, Preston. Millwall, Charlton, 10 o'clock, Birmingham City, Stoke City. Blackburn, Watford, Bristol City, Sheffield Wednesday, Hull City, Swansea City. Leicester, Oxford United. Queen's Park, Wrexham, and Sheffield United, Ipswich. Dutch Air, Devizes, 10:30, Ajax, FC Volendam. 12:45, NEC Nijmegen, PSC Zwolle, 2 o'clock, PSV Eindhoven, NEC Breda, and 3 o'clock, FC 20, Excelsior. The Pro League, 8:25, Al Khalid and Al Shabab, 10:20, Al Khalud, Al Etifak, and 12:30, Niam SC and Al Ali. Women's Friendly, 5:30, TNT, US Paraguay. Scottish Premiership, 10 o'clock, Aberdeen, Livingston, Dundee United, St. Mirren, Falkirk, Hibernian, Motherwell, Kilmarnock. Sunday, EPL. 9 o'clock, Brentford, Nottingham, Crystal Palace, Chelsea, Newcastle, Aston Villa, 11:30, Arsenal, Man United. La Liga, 8 o'clock, Atletico Madrid, Mallorca, 10:15, Barcelona, Real Oviedo, 12:30, Real Sociedad, Celta Vigo, and 3 o'clock, Alaves and Real Betis. Bundesliga, 9:30, Mönchengladbach at VfB Stuttgart, and 11:30, SC Freiburg, FC Cologne. Serie A, 6:30, Sassuolo, Cremonese, 9 o'clock, Atalanta in Parma. Genoa, Bologna, 12 o'clock, Juventus, Napoli, and 2:45, AS Roma, AC Milan. French League 1, 9 o'clock, Nantes, Nice, 11:15, Brest, Toulouse, Metz, Lyon, Paris FC, Angers, and 2:45, Lille, Strasbourg. Women's Super League, 6:55, Aston Villa, Man United, Leicester City, West Ham, Liverpool, Tottenham, and London City, Man City. ELC, 7 o'clock, Portsmouth, Southampton, Dutch Air Devizes, 6:15, Telstar, AZ Alkmaar, 8:30, FC Groningen at Fortuna, 10:45, FC Utrecht, Sparta, and Feyenoord, Heracles. The Pro League, 10:20, Al Najma, Al Qiddiash, 12:30, Al Faya, Al Fateh, and Al Raida, Al Hilal. And a friendly at 2:30, Bolivia and Mexico. Premiership, 10 o'clock, Hearts Celtic and Rangers Dundee. And we're going to do Monday because I think I'm recording later on Monday and it's not a lot. EPL, 3 o'clock, Everton Leeds. La Liga, 3 o'clock, Girona Getafe. 2:45, Serie A, Verona Udinese. 3 o'clock, ELC, Norwich City, Coventry City. Pro League, 10:20, Al Hazim Al Damak. 12:30, Al Ittihad and Al Akdod. And Al Nasser and Al Tawoom. And then we have a friendly between Uzbekistan and China, time TBD. So, there you have it for soccer. All right. The reason why you're here today. My picks for the AFC and the NFC championship games. Without further ado, here we go. Sunday, 3 o'clock, Patriots Broncos on CBS. Jim Nantz, Tony Romo, Tracy Wolfson, and Gene Steratore on the call. No Bo Nix for Denver, obviously. Denver's missing a lot of guys. Brandon Jones, Bo Nix, the center, possibly Pat Bryant. I have New England as a 4-point favorite, total 44 and 9/20. And it is 4.5 and 42.5. I'm going slight over. I think that Denver could score more points than people think. I think their defense or special teams could get some points. And obviously, without Brendan Jones, I think Denver secondary has seen some leaks. So I think Drake May has some advantages there. So I'm going to go over 42.5. It's a slight over, but it's an over. And I think New England wins the game. And I think that the difference is Drake May, Jared Stidham when push comes to shove. I'm going to say New England wins 26-19. And then Sunday, 6:30 on Fox, Kevin Burkhardt, Tom Brady, Aaron Andrews, Tom Rinaldi on the call. Rams Seahawks. My Seahawks 5.5, total 48.25, and it's 2.5 and 46.5. I'm gonna lay to 2.5. I don't feel great about it. I hope I'm wrong here, quite frankly, because I think it's better for the NFL if the Rams are in the Super Bowl and Sean McVay. And I just think that Seattle's defense might be the best unit on the field. Matt Stafford was not lights out against the Bears. And they probably should have lost that game. Or deserved to lose that game. So I'm going to lay the 2.5 with the Seattle Seahawks over the Rams. And your Super Bowl will be Patriots Seahawks. And final score guess for this game, 27-23 Seattle. And in New England, Denver, I know I gave out a final score that doesn't indicate the point spread. So 23-19 doesn't work because that's an under. 24-20 would be weird because I can't see Denver getting to 20. But at the same time, I can. So, yeah, let's keep it simple. 24-20 New England and 27-23 Seattle. All right. Now we'll move on to tennis. We'll go over the results from yesterday night and overnight, and then we'll go ahead to the weekend. So we'll start with the men's third round yesterday. 1-seed Carlos Alcaraz over 32 seed Corentin Moutet in 3 sets. 19 seed Tommy Paul over Alejandro Davidovich Fokina in 2 sets and a walkover. Wonder what happened there. 11 seed Daniil Medvedev over Fabian Mazeran in 5 sets. 25 seed Lerner Tien over Nuno Borges in 3 sets. And then overnight, 10 seed Alexander Bublik over Thomas Martin Echeverry in 3 sets. 3 seed Alexander Zverev over 26 seed Cam Norrie in 4 sets. 6 seed Alex de Minaur over 29 seed Francis Tiafoe in 3 sets. 18 seed Francisco Cerundolo over number 13 seed Andrei Rublev in 3 sets. All right, tonight, 6:30, 15 seed Karen Kakdavov and 22 seed Luciano Darderi. 5 seed Lorenzo Bassetti and Thomas Machak. 8 o'clock, Elliot Sparizi and 2 seed Jannik Sinner. And 10:30, 8 seed Ben Shelton, 30 seed Valentin Vacharov. And then overnight, Stan Wawrinka and 9 seed Taylor Fritz at 1 a.m., 2 a.m., 6 seed Jacob Mensik and Ethan Quinn. 3 o'clock, Botik van de Zandschulp and 4 seed Novak Djokovic. And 4 o'clock, Marin Cilic and 12 seed Casper Ruud. All right, 4th round, as we know right now, 11 seed Daniil Medvedev and 25 seed Leonard Tien. 1 seed Carlos Alcaraz and 19 seed Tommy Fall. 10 seed Alexander Bublik and 6 seed Alex de Minaur. 3 seed Alexander Zverev and 18 seed Francisco Cerundolo. All right, women's yesterday, 3rd round. 3 seed Coco Gauff over Haley Baptist in 3 sets. Yulia Putintseva over Zineb Sonomez in 3 sets. 1 seed Arina Sablenka over Anastasia Potapova in 2 sets. 17 seed Victoria Mboko and 14 seed Clara Tauson in 3 sets. And then overnight, 8 seed Mira Andreeva over Elena Gabriela Rus in 2 sets. 12 seed Elena Svitolina over 23 seed Diana Schneider in 2 sets. 29 seed Eva Drovic over 7 seed Jasmine Paolini in 2 sets. 19 seed Carolina Muchova over Magda Linette in 2 sets. Coming up tonight, 6:30, Carolina Pliskova and 19 Madison Keys. 6 seed Jessica Pegula and Oksana Selakovaeva. 8 o'clock, Peyton Stearns and 4 seed Amanda Anisimova. 21 seed Elise Mertens and Nikola Bartonkova. And 13 seed Linda Noskova and Xinyu Wang. Overnight, 2:40 a.m., 5 seed Elena Rybakina and Teresa Valentova. 3 o'clock, Anna Kalinskaya and 2 seed Iga Swiatek. And 4:40, 16 seed Naomi Osaka and Madison Ingles. And then 4th round times TBD. 12 seed Elena Svitolina and 8 seed Mira Andreeva. Yulia Putintseva and 29 seed Eva Jovic. 1 seed Arina Sablenka and 17 seed Victoria Mboko. 3 seed Coco Gauff and Carolina Muchova, your 19 seed. So, there you have it for tennis. Now move on to golf. We will go over the current leaderboard for the American Express. So, your leader right now with a score of 8 under, or 17 under, 8 under today, of course, is the best player in the world, Scottie Scheffler. Your second place right now at 16 under is Blades Brown. Where'd he come from? Tied for third, 15 under, Siwoo Kim and SH Kim. Tied for fifth, 14 under, Ricky Fowler, Nico Echeverria, Wyndham Clark. Tied for eighth with 13 under, Max Grayson, Austin Smotherman, Matt McCarty, Sam Stevens. Tied for 12th with 12 under, Andrew Novak, Russell Henley, Jacob Bridgman, Tom Hogue, Garrett Cole, Patrick Henley, Ben Griffin. Tied for 19th with 11 under, Rio Hasatune, JT Potson, Davis Lipsky, Andrew Putnam, Carl Phillips, Max McGreevy, Nick Taylor, Pearson Cootie. Tied for 27th, 10 under, Eric Van Rooyen, Matthew Pavon, Jason Day, Chandler Phillips, Rossman Hozar, Sam Burns, Bud Qualley, Michael Thib-Jordan, Harry English, Billy Herschel. Tied for 37th, 9 under, Justin Rossi, Miss Power, Jason Duffner, David Ford, Matt Kuchar, Matt Fitzpatrick, Keith Mitchell, Taylor Pendrith, Adam Scott, Zach Cho, Minwoo Lee, Jordan Smith. Tied for 49th with 8 under, Sean Kim, Ty Schmid, Joel Dubman, Rafael Campos, Matt Wallace, B.U. Hostler, Ryan Gerard, Gary Woodland, Pat Gazier, Alex Noren, Kevin Yu, Robert McIntyre, Sam Ryder, William Mao, Mac Meisner, S.T. Lee, Kristen Ziedenhout, Levy Gayberg, Johnny Kefner, Zichung Du, Davis Chatfield, Hatong Lee, Paul Fisher, Will Zalatoris, Vincent Whaley. Tied for 75th with 7 under. That's a big group as well. Lonto Griffin, Michael Brennan, Davis Thompson, Davis Riley, Bryce Grenett, Chris Kirk, Ashke Bahita, Zach Johnson, Max Homa, Steve Thiglia, Karen Najama, Ricky Castillo, Daniel Berger, Dan Brown, Jackson Suber, tied for 90th with 6 under. Taylor Moore, Kevin Stroman, Frankie Capon III, Tony Fino, Denny McCarthy, Harry Hall, Sodershon Yelajmaro, John Parry, Carson Young, Stefan Yeager, Camilo Vegas, Hank Lebiota, Dylan Wu, Chris Ventura, Alex Smalley, Austin Eckroat, Lee Hodges, tied for 107 with 5 under, Michael Kim, Isaiah Salinda, Chad Ramey, Brant Snecker, Adrian Sadier, Brian Harmon, AJ Ward, Adrian DeMontechazert, Kevin Roy, Patrick Rogers, Tom Kim, Kensei Harada, Doug Gibb, tied for 120th with 4 under, Kurt Katayama, Sammy Valimaki, Emilio Gonzalez, Harry Higgs, Gordon Sargent, Chandler Blanket, Stephen Fisk, Jesper Svensson, and Takumi Kanaya. Tied for 129th with 3 under, Joe Highsmith and Marcelo Rozo. Tied for 131st with 2 under, Adam Long, Danny Walker, Neil Shipley. Tied for 131st with 1 under, Michael Block, Seb Straka, Jonathan Vegas, Aldrich Pajire, Jeffrey Kang, Mackenzie Hughes, Emilio Negrio, Mark Hubbard. Notables tied for 142nd at even, Cam Davis. Tied for 145th with 2 over, Adam Svensson. 149th, 3 over, Justin Lauer. 151st, 4 over, Adam Schenk. 154th, 9 over, Nick Dunlap, withdrawing Rico Hoey and Luke Clanton. So there you have it for golf. Now move on to On This Day. So this should be an interesting one. For today's date, January 23rd. Um, 2018, LeBron James reaches 30,000 points. 2015, Klay Thompson scores 37 points in 1 quarter. I remember that. 2015, Ernie Banks passes away. That was sad. 2021, Lions to trade Matthew Stafford. So did they trade him on this day, or it was announced that he was getting traded? 2022, Chiefs stun Bills in the 13 seconds game. That was obviously the divisional round, and also the Rams beat Tom Brady and the Bucks. 2024, the Bucks fire Adrian Griffin. He was not a good coach. And then Doc Rivers took over. Adrian Beltre elected to the Baseball Hall of Fame in 2024-2025, which was last year. The Jags hired Liam Cohen. 2015, Marlins signed Ichiro Suzuki. 2019, James Harden scored 61 points. And 2014, the Browns hired Mike Patton, who was an awful coach. So there you have it for On This Day. Now I'll move on to the news and notes for today. So prices are skyrocketing on FIFA's resale market, $230,000, which is crazy. The Suns are adding to a $2 value menu as they add 2 new items to bargain concessions. Joel Embiid might be trolling a former teammate of his on his latest Instagram post. Alperen Sengun. The Bucks' tension is at an all-time high as Giannis is frustrated with the situation and losing record. He's going to get traded, no doubt. A Kuminga trade is still on the table. There is no doubt around the NBA the Warriors will possibly explore a deal before deadline, possibly for Andrew Wiggins. Wow. The Mavs are not close on an executive search as they started to vet candidates, but is unlikely to hire Nico Harrison's replacement until the spring. Huh. LeBron and Jeanie Buss hope to clear air as they're trying to move past any negative feelings. And he was blunt to the Jeanie Buss rumors. Teams are eyeing Miles Bridges as the Warriors, Bucks, and Suns have significant interest in him. And then Jonathan Kuminga's relationship with Steve Kerr is fractured beyond repair, so he's still hoping for a trade. And the Warriors are also not eyeing DeMar DeRozan, and they're more interested in Trey Murphy. Good luck getting Trey Murphy. Arch Manning had minor foot surgery, expected to rejoin Texas for spring practice. College football playoffs staying at 10 teams. Current format expected to stay in place for next season. And finally, it's announced Fernando Mendoza declares for the draft. He will forego his senior year. The NCAA approves uni brand logos as commercial patches to begin
next academic year for D1 teams. College basketball game times moved as men's and women's games across the country adjusted due to upcoming weather. The Knicks will not trade Karl Anthony Towns as they haven't engaged any discussions about moving him. I just think that that's the right call, to be honest with you. I know it hasn't been pretty for the Knicks, but I know trading him for Giannis, a lot of people want that, but trading him just to trade him because the team's in a little swoon is, I think, a little ridiculous. He's better than what he is. He's better than what he's been. Sir Anthony Dominguez, 2-year, $20 million deal to the White Sox. Max Scherzer could go unsigned as he's willing to stay unsigned until after opening day for one of his preferred teams. Interesting. I think that's a little selfish, but if someone's desperate, why not? And speaking of Jonathan Kuminga, he left the game against the Mavericks due to a twisted ankle and a minor hyperextended knee. He actually looked good in that game. And Kawhi came back last night against the Lakers. Khalil Ware out the next 2 games. Hamstring injury. Jack Hughes still hopes that Quinn Hughes will play with him and Luke someday on the same team. Mike McDaniel to meet with the Bills as he's interviewing for the head coaching job. And then Josh Allen's a part of these meetings as he's sitting in for everything during the hiring process. And the Bills actually hired, wait for it, Phillip Rivers about their job, which is very, very crazy. That'd be insane if they somehow hired Phil Rivers. Okay, so there you have it for the news and notes. Last but not least, my best bet of the day, brought to you by FanDuel. This is hard, to be honest with you guys, because there's not a lot of stuff that I like. Like, I've been red hot on college basketball. But I might go NBA today. There's a couple NBA games I like. But because of the Giannis trade stuff, I'm going to put a little bit of it on the Denver Nuggets. Plus, the 8 against the Bucks, only because of the Giannis trade stuff. So, like, I am going to put Denver plus 8 as my best bet of the day against the Bucks. I get it. I just don't think the Bucks are going to win by double digits. I think the Bucks can win. I just don't think they're going to cover 8. That's all. So there you have it for the show. We'll be back on Monday recapping everything, look at everything on Monday as well. Hope you guys have a great weekend, everyone. Stay safe with the weather.